Welcome, WolfTheWolfettes! We are back with the beautiful Season, A Letter to the Future on the PlayStation 5. And I hope you guys and girls are having an absolutely fantastic day. Now, quite a lot of stuff happened in the previous video. First things first, we went on a tour of the valley with Kochi. Kochi then showed us a group of soldiers that have apparently been asleep since the war because there was some famous monk that cast some sort of sleep prayer that was so powerful that all soldiers from the war fell asleep, and I think that might even be the reason that the war ended. We then came up to this location right here where the cemetery is, and we had a nice little moment with Kochi, helping to comfort him and deal with the loss of his father. And then our main character also told him some stuff about her father, which we decided to keep private so us, the audience, never got to hear it. And we then came over to this little bench over here and we listened to a tape about Pate, our best friend's dream. Now, Pate's dream was absolutely wild. I'm pretty sure that Pate was probably smoking some of the good stuff before he went asleep that night, because his dream was bloody wild. But the dream that Pate had, if you don't remember, is the very same dream that he told to the elder, who then said that it was a signal of the ending of the season, and that's why our main character has now come out on a journey to try and document the world before it comes to an end. And when they say the world, I guess they're talking about Ting Valley right here. But what we're going to be doing today is, I think we are going to go to the dig site and we are going to start gathering up some more information about the greyhounds, and also some more information involving those weird little purple flowers that we've been seeing all across the valley that seem to record memories and songs and stuff like that. So we're going to go to the dig site, we're going to learn more stuff about that. I think we might have to go back to the assembly point at one point as well. And then I think after that, what we might do is we might start working on visiting some of the god shrines. If you look on the map, you can see you've got that one like right in the centre. There's one all the way to the right, and then there's one all the way over near the dig site. And there's a couple of things you can do involving those like god statues. So I think we might do that possibly in this video as well. And then in the next video, we will head to location 0025, where we can meet our next NPC. So I think that's a good plan for now, but let's get straight into things. Right, let's hop on the trusty old bike and let's go to the dig site. I have finished this game off camera now, so thankfully I basically know my way around without looking at the map, so that's going to be very handy. Because looking at the map in this game is obviously a bit of a pain in the arse, because you have to stop your bike, get off your bike, and then look at the map. So a little bit more tedious than just like pulling up your map like you do in other games. But I suppose it does make sense, because in real life, you know, we wouldn't be able to, well, I don't know, I suppose you could ride one-handed and look at a map, but most people in real life would probably stop their bike and look at the map, wouldn't they? So I guess it is realistic, but I wish she would just stay on her bike and look at the map, because she takes about 4 years to get back on her bike. But I have kept the settings changed, where all I need to do is jump on my bike, press R2, and then just control the bike with the analog stick. No more pedaling with R2 and L2, so we won't have to do that no more. It does make it a bit simpler, so I do recommend turning it on. Okay. Right, have I got any pages of this yet, or not? Okay, that was the cemetery. Oh, we also went to the ancient tree in the previous video, and we found this locket right here. And I think the name that we saw inside this locket is the same name as the lady that we're going to speak to in the next video, the one who lives in the forest. So we can maybe ask her about this, get some more information involving it. Okay, nope, it's not here yet. Alright, so I better take a picture of this just in case. But you can see the game has gotten slightly darker now that we've spoken to Sophone, I think her name was, or something like that, and Kochi, because we're slowly heading towards night time. Once you speak to all the NPCs, it's night time and you can leave the valley, and then the flood's apparently going to happen. But from what we know, the dam is damaged, and because the dam is damaged, the greyhounds are going to blow it up to flood the valley so that they know when the flood is coming and they can evacuate people. But we don't know if that's legitimate, because some people in the assembly point were a little bit suspicious and suggesting that the Greyhounds wasn't doing it for their own, was doing it for their own gain and stuff like that. So, I guess we'll find out some more information in the dig site.
For every working truck or bicycle, there is always a pile of broken ones, rated to scrape together just enough parts to get one working.
It's basically what you would do in a zombie apocalypse. Daytime visions. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff involving visions and stuff, and I think it involves these purple flowers everywhere, maybe.
I wish Pate could call this hotline to talk about his heavy dream.
Nah, that's not a good idea. We've already seen the outcome of Pate's dream. We now know that the world is going to come to an end, and you've been sent off on an adventure that you might not necessarily have wanted to do. Well, I don't know, actually. It does seem like our character is enjoying her journey so far. She doesn't even seem to miss her home. Like, she briefly mentions it occasionally, but yeah, she doesn't seem too fussed about it. Restricted area, authorised personnel only.
There are a lot of these signs. They must really want to keep people out of this area.
Definitely. When we was earwigging on a conversation between a man and his girlfriend, he did mention that he left some DayZ materials on a barrel or something. So I guess when we're in the dig site, so I guess when we get there we can search for that, see what that was. Bloody eyelashes. What was that? What is that? I hear a very loud bird. You hear that? I'm pretty sure that's in the game. I can never be too sure because I get so many birds by my window thanks to my garden. Because I've got a lot of like flowers, rose bushes, ivy bushes, a big apple tree, the stump of a cherry tree. So it's a very nice garden for wildlife. So I always have birds in the springtime. It's not spring yet, but it's heading towards spring. I always get bloody birds in my garden going absolutely nuts. So I can never be sure if it's in the game or in real life. Unless it's the green parrots, then I know it's real life. The little devils don't shut up. Oh, hang on. Should I...
I found a dig site that is fenced off from view. What were they doing here?
Probably something shady. Either they're harvesting minerals, because that's normally what you do in these dig sites. They look a little bit like a quarry. Either they're harvesting minerals, maybe they're looking for dinosaur bones, or they're up to no good. That's my only three suggestions. Doesn't look big enough to be a quarry, though.
The said he left his materials behind. It should be somewhere around here. The work at the dig site has something to do with Day Zero.
Okay. Was that a leaflet about the apartments? Yeah, the apartments are now open. I guess that's where they're evacuating everyone too, I guess. Yeah. Oh.
There's a big tree with a researcher's notebook inside it somewhere.
Oh, I don't know where that could be. The only big tree that I know is the one we saw with Kochi, the ancient tree. Oh, that's something I must have not done off camera. There's a load of little random things you can do in this game to learn random things. Some of them are useful to learn, other stuff is just like stuff about the valley or characters. But there's a lot of stuff you can learn in this game. Even though you could probably blast through this game in maybe 3 hours. To like explore everywhere and find everything out. You could probably be playing this game for about 12 hours, I would say.
They look relieved to have finished their work.
I think everybody's relieved to have finished their work.
I heard this tune before, on my journey here.
It's not a very nice tune. Oh, we've got a bunch of stuff we can stick. Oh yeah, these are the dig site memories, and then you've got the actual mission page as well. Okay, alright, stick a couple of these in here then. We filled up this page very quickly, didn't we? Jesus. It's all the photos we took on the way in. We probably shouldn't have taken a picture of all of these no entry signs, because if anyone finds our journal, they're going to know that we definitely knew we were trespassing, but yet we still entered the area. Gonna get in big trouble.
What we do to the land eventually makes its way into our blood and our brains. This can define a season.
It's kind of true, like the amount of people that have got like microscopic pieces of plastic inside of their body just because of the sheer amount of plastic on the planet that's ended up in the water supply and stuff like that. And then just bad chemicals and other things that end up in the dirt, and then it affects things like fruit and vegetables. So you're kind of right about that main character. I wish she had a bloody name. My sister did suggest that we call her Elizabeth, but that does not sound like the right kind of name for her. It needed to be something much better than that. Plus, we've already got Elizabeth. Well, it's Elizabeth, but we've got Elizabeth in Horizon, so I don't want to start mixing them up. Okay, let's continue. Site safety. You are entering a quiet zone. Danger. Psychoactive mineral present. Handle with care. Do not speak or sing or whistle near the mineral. Yeah, this is where we must learn about those weird purple flowers. So it's a mineral. But why does it turn into a flower? So I guess the mineral is obviously underground. But then how's it growing into a flower? And like taking people's memories and stuff like that?
Could it be the source of the strange things I've seen in the valley?
Well, obviously. It doesn't explain how it turns into a random flower though. Okay. It accumulates the most on objects in the soil with strong sentimental value. So like, oh yeah, look, childhood toys, wedding rings, photographs, journals, because of ambient memory. Yeah. So these crystals really like memories. They really like bloody memories. Well, I've definitely got a few things in my garden that have just like ended up underground. Dog toys and stuff like that, my own toys that have just been left out there in the winter and then have ended up underground. So there's probably a bunch of this stuff growing in my garden. Grab a bunch of weird Crash Bandicoot 2 crystals popping out of the grass at some point.
Memories and emotions condensed into a mineral.
Oh, well, they change into the mineral. Oh, I thought the mineral just absorbed, just like, you know, took over them. Oh, okay then. So it's not a natural mineral
then. This channel is for.
What was it? 63.2 FM. Oh, we can go check that out on the radio in a second then.
They must have already shipped out all the Harpic they need.
What's Harpic? Is that the mineral we're talking about? Yeah, I'm guessing Harpic is the mineral, maybe. Or something else. Oh, that must be the barrel.
I wonder what's on this reel. What is day 0?
And we've got 2 different pages now. Is that a... I wonder if I could play that reel I found. Oh yeah, this is what I think we have to go back to the assembly point to play this. Important DayZ material. This is what the guy wasn't supposed to leave behind. We weren't supposed to see this, but then his girlfriend said don't worry because obviously it's going to get washed away by the flood that's coming soon. We need to play the radio thing over there, and this looks like some sort of graph. And then some sort of bowl and some sort of record player.
Maybe I can find out more about it.
I wish I'll find out plenty more about it. Don't you worry, that's what this whole video is going to be about, dear. Like Eric says, secret, like a secret document, but it's just left out in the open like this for people to see. Like even if you don't come into the dig site, you could probably see this just from the fence and take a quick snap of it. So a big prayer leads to day 0. Is that what they're saying?
They dug up all that Harpic in order to conduct some sort of prayer on day 0.
Ah, well we do know that there was a big prayer in the past when that old monk done that prayer that sent all of the soldiers to sleep and then stopped the war. Maybe they're trying to do something like she did. These like greyhounds. Judge, they're probably up to no good. Although that guy we did meet, the one greyhound we have met, he seemed like a jolly fellow. Couldn't wink though, could he? Yeah. So day 0 is when they want to do a big prayer, apparently. Switch on audio record. Yeah, we better.
I've recreated the same setup as the prayer statues, right here in my workshop. I set up a singing bowl so I can verify the pattern that will form in the water. And some Harpic, of course. Each god seems to correspond to a resonating frequency. And when this vibration acts on the Harpic, we get the psychoactive response. Going to give it a try here.
I remember watching my dad make shadow puppets on the wall. Felt strange because I could see how it was done. I could see the trick of it, but it still felt kind of magical.
It worked. I do feel the more I do this, the more tired, and it feels like it takes me longer to return to the present. But now I have some control. I face the question of how this mineral affects the soil. I still have a lot of work to do. That's all for today.
This kind of experiment can wear out the mind. But this was worth it.
Yeah, and the stuff that he was talking about, the stuff involving the mind and that, I think our pendant keeps us safe from that. That's why our pendant that we made with our mother is important. We don't have the same reaction to all of this psychoactive stuff. So that's why we need to make sure we always keep on our pendant. and the stuff involving the different gods and all that. Every time you go to each of those statues, you can interact with a bowl of water similar to what he was doing, where you can pray and you can have some sort of memory and stuff like that. There's a lot of random stuff going on involving this weird mineral. Can be a little bit damn confusing. Some of it. Some of it makes complete sense, but other things is like, what are they talking about?
The Grey Hands present one side to the public, and another is hidden behind metal fences. There is no one to oppose them. There is only my record of what they did here.
Oh, it just looks like they've been studying this. Mineral. It doesn't look like they've done anything bad. Mind you, they are trying to learn how to do these like mega prayers. That could be bad. If you could do some sort of prayer that sends everyone to sleep and they don't wake up like those random soldiers we saw in the previous video, that's a lot of power, ain't it? Do a lot of stuff with that. Okay. Alright, there's a few more things we can check out here, I think, and then we will head over to the assembly point and we will stick the reel on that projector. Some of the little clips in that play in this game sort of remind me of the Tomorrow Children. I do have to go back to the Tomorrow Children at some point. Apologies, I stopped playing it. I was supposed to go back to it in December, but because God of War Ragnarok ended up being such a big game, a lot longer than I was expecting, like the story side of things, yeah, I ended up not being able to do it, and then I had other stuff to do, so it ended up getting put on the back burner. So sorry about that, WolfTheWolf, but I will go back to it soon, for anyone wondering. Oh yeah, look. It's a memory covered in the crystal. So does that mineral just appears on people's memories that have like fallen into the soil? And then I guess it grows into a flower and you can like listen to the memory. That'd be a nice thing to do in real life, actually.
The memories of the owner now turned into a beautiful mineral.
Lovely. Okay, right. I think we can. Oh, we also need to enter in that that frequency on the radio and listen to what that was. Was it like 63.9 or something FM? I think we can do that over here. I kind of wish the sun was still out. It's like a little bit dull and bland now. Don't like that. Puts me in a bad mood. We need the sun to come back out. We need it to be morning. Oh, 63.2. Listen to a bit of smooth FM.
The necessity of day zero is not just psychological, it's ecological. Because there is a compounding effect to these minerals and their psychological effect. And we see this in Tiang Valley. There is a memory and a memory of a memory and a memory of a memory of a memory. This echo effect, this recursive nature is the problem. As this cycles through the ecosystem, it creates points of pressure where things bleed, and soil and human minds are contaminated. Some will say, what's a few daytime visions? But it is an increasing risk, an increasing danger. Left alone, the haunted quality of this season will only get worse. The necessity of day zero is also to... This particular action will neutralize this phenomenon at its source. This is not an endless cycle. We are putting an end to this psychoactive material, and we are opening up space for something new.
How do they plan to remove the haunted quality of this season?
Oh, use your brain. How do you think? Who's the one blowing up the dam? I actually did mean to record that, because sometimes you have the option to record it or just listen, you know, because some things don't belong in the journal. But I wanted to put that in the journal. That's important information. That's a way of exposing the bloody greyhounds for flooding this area, for not because the dam is broken, because they want to get rid of this psychoactive flipping mineral that's growing everywhere and causing people issues. So, I mean, they might be doing it for a good reason, they may feel, but still, you're wrecking everyone's life just to get rid of a random crystal. And I don't think it's affecting people that much. Everyone we've met so far has been alright. I ain't seen anybody going wild or anything. The craziest person we've seen is Pate. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to head over to the assembly point, and we are going to play that day 0 film reel, and then once that's done, we're going to come back here. We have to go up this way instead, and we're going to go into a very beautiful area, and we're going to start learning about some of the different god statues in this area, and how you can pray at them for different things. Basically what we just experienced at that water bowl, but done more naturally. Well, more religiously, not naturally, more religiously. What am I looking for? There we go. Yeah. looking for my bike in the journal for some reason. I'm sure there's a picture of my bike in there somewhere. Okay. Make sure I don't take a wrong turn somewhere. Yeah, these are the flowers right here. You see them? They're the ones that are covered in memories. It's like the mineral just grows into a flower for some strange reason. Maybe that's what happens when so many like memories get absorbed into one. They turn into a flower. Because some of these flowers seem to say like multiple things, I think. I could be lying about that. Right, we'll dump this here for now. And let's go and have a look at this film reel. I'm pretty sure this is... Oh yeah, it must be. I can see the screen. That's basically what my Elgato green screen looks like. Exactly the same as that. And it pulls up like that as well. That's what the green screens are, for anyone wondering. It's just like this, but without the base at the bottom. Just basically that nice long bit with a couple of stands on it, and then it pulls up just like that. Very, very useful, but very overpriced. I think it was like, when I bought mine, it was like £105 or something. So it's probably like fucking £200 now or some shit, with how much everything keeps going up in price.
We begin in our mother's arms. We open our eyes, but she's not there. We breathe in. Where is she? She is everywhere. And we breathe out. Good morning. Welcome. Congratulations. You have just stepped into a new season. You may feel as if you're seeing the world for the first time. You may have noticed that colors are more vibrant. You may have noticed that food tastes better. What you are feeling right now is how it feels to be liberated from the past. There once was a season that was beautiful. But everyone you met, their eyes were clouded, and their necks were turned backwards. They were weighed down by loss, haunted by the nightmares of another era. Now you may feel as if a great weight has been lifted. In certain cases, you may feel an unexpendable well of energy rising up inside you, because you know there is so much to do. That the world is ours. And it can be anything we want. With your help, we're going to do it right this time. You won't be alone. There will always be a hand and a voice beside you. There will always be a song to sing.
Alright, I better not get no copyright claim for this song. Yeah.
The wound you've kept inside,
Huh.
can you let it go?
No.
Share now the season in your eyes. The people that you find will forget what's yours and mine.
I don't think you want me to share the season from my eyes. Nobody wants to experience that season. It's been a rough season, mate. No one wants to experience that.
What if, on the other side of all our fears, is a better world? Or a worse one? What if it depends on what we do right now?
There's always a better world on the other side of your fears. Normally. Definitely a new experience. Like I actually wrote the song.
Day 0 will be the day between one season and the next. It will be the moment everything changes. They believe this will create a better season, that it will heal us.
Yeah, it seems like day 0 is a day when they're going to flood the valley. And that's why they play this after. They flood the place, blow up the dam, get rid of this random harpic mineral that's growing everywhere and causing people to be drugged up, I guess. And then they play this one to make it seem like it's all a good thing, even though your whole entire life just got washed away. Yeah, lovely jubbly. Does seem like the kind of thing that people in authority would do. Okay, right. We've got a few minutes, so what I will do is I'll hop on my bike and we'll head back towards that place where we can do the praying. But if you come onto the map, as you can see, there's 3 of them. The thing is, when you go to each of them, there's a few things you have to like take pictures of, and information you need to get for your journal. But we can't actually pray at each of these shrines and see what they do until we go up to the actual shrine. We can't pray at each of these statues until we go to the shrine, because there's like 3 things we need to take pictures of in the shrine. So maybe it might be better if I go up to the shrine now and take pictures of those 3 things. Yeah, well, we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. Actually, we'll head over to where those soldiers are and we'll get some more information there. And then in the next video, we'll do everything involving those statues. And then once that's done, we can then focus on speaking to the remaining characters and leaving this place and stuff like that. Because then we would have done basically all of the stuff that's important. There's a couple of other things you can probably explore, but we would have done the most important stuff, I'd say. Let's go up to these sleeping soldiers first, because I think there's a few things we can like take pictures of, and it's another one of those like mission entries in our journal where we can find out more about them. But I'm pretty sure, I think Kochi said it or someone said it, but they all fell asleep because an old monk from this place, who I don't think's here no more, maybe she's dead now, but she did a super prayer to send all the soldiers to sleep, and I think that's what stopped the war. Hopefully it's not something I learnt off camera and now I'm like spoiling something. I don't think I am. Hopefully I'm not. I wonder if Kochi drew that. He seems to enjoy staring at these sleeping soldiers.
This must be Kochi's drawing.
Oh yeah, there we go. I thought so. Oh, here we go.
Everyone's here. She's really going to do it. How can she be sure?
The shrine is protected.
How does she know?
Sonia knows.
How can she be sure? She can't know for sure. This has never happened before, has it? I don't want this. We need to leave. Let's just run.
Wait. Do you hear that?
Oh, God.
We're going to be okay. It will all be over soon.
I think Sonia's the one that did the prayer that sent everyone asleep. Sounds like they were hiding in a shrine to be safe.
Who is Sonia? What did she do to protect the people of the valley? All my life I've heard solemn references to the war. It never reached our village, but it touched the lives of our grandparents. What happened here in the valley, and how did it end?
Ended with a nice nap, apparently. They built a little like gravestone inside the vending machine.
They believe a prayer put the soldiers to sleep. Is that possible?
Probably not in the real world, but in this bloody place, apparently so. Oh, looks like we need to get a picture of a sleeping soldier and some sort of newspaper article.
I wonder what they dream about.
Probably got nothing left to dream about, depending on how long they've been asleep. probably all dreamed that. Lovely. The soldiers were put into an eternal sleep. They believe a prayer ended the war. Is that possible? Okay. Oh, what's that?
Their friends and family know what happened to them?
They probably just assume they're dead at this point. I mean, they went to war and have not heard anything about them since, so they probably just think they're dead now. I doubt they know that they're just sleeping on the job. What happens if they all randomly woke up, though? They're going to start shooting at me. They're going to think I'm a villain. I'm an enemy, I mean.
The people here weren't ready for a war.
Nah, no one's ever ready for war. Hey, look, this is one of those symbols. This is one of the symbols of those statues. Because they're like 3 different symbols and they're all different. They're all dedicated to different kinds of prayers.
I'm looking at a memorial to the lost, the killed, and the maimed. We are so lucky the war never came to Cairo village. All this will be washed away. The war was its own season, but the trauma of it echoed on into this season, haunting it.
Yeah. The effects of war are always felt for a very, very long time. I mean, even the effects of World War II are kind of being felt. I mean, how many times in England do we have to randomly close off an area because a bomb from World War II has been found, so the whole area has to be closed off so they can disarm it or detonate it and stuff like that. That's affecting our season right now because you might get late for an appointment thanks to it, you know? And then that being late for that appointment could affect you a job interview or something, and then you don't get to do the job interview. Man, that would suck, wouldn't it? Sorry, I can't come to the job interview. Somebody found a bomb. They're going to think you're lying to them. Anyway, I'm going to end the video now, WolfTheWolf. So, thanks for watching, WolfTheWolf. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Next time, we'll go to each of those different statues. Well, we'll probably go to the shrine first. Take pictures of those 3 things if I can, because I think I can get to that area before it turns to night. And then we'll go to each of the statues, and then we'll go speak to another NPC and learn about her story. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like, share, and join the pack today.